Ahmed clutched his passport, a bead of sweat trickling down his temple. The air buzzed with the cacophony of JFK Airport. A sea of faces, a kaleidoscope of languages swirled around him. He felt a knot of anxiety tighten in his stomach. This was it. His heart pounded against his ribs like a frantic bird in a cage. He had dreamt of this moment, of escaping the dust and despair of his village. America, the land of opportunity, shimmered like a mirage in his mind. He gripped his backpack tighter, his knuckles bone white. He inched forward, each step carrying the weight of his hopes and his fears. Ahmed's eyes darted from one face to another. He searched for a friendly smile, a gesture of welcome. Instead, he saw only indifference or suspicion. He felt a chill run down his spine, a premonition of something going wrong. His breath hitched in his throat. There was no turning back now.
The immigration officer, a stern woman with tired eyes, scanned his passport. Her expression remained unchanged, a mask of professional detachment. Each tick of the clock seemed to echo in the silence.
Ahmed held his breath, willing his face to remain composed.
A small red light flickered on the scanner. The officer's eyebrows knit together, a subtle shift in her demeanor. Her gaze snapped up to meet Ahmed's, a glint of suspicion in her eyes. She tapped on her keyboard, her fingers a blur of motion. "Sir, could you step aside, please?"
Ahmed's blood ran cold. Panic seized him, threatening to overwhelm his carefully constructed composure. His mouth went dry and his tongue felt like a block of wood. "Is there a problem?"
The officer's silence spoke volumes. Two burly guards materialized at his side, their faces grim.
Ahmed's heart sank. He knew with a sickening certainty that his carefully crafted plan had just crumbled to dust. The interrogation room was small and sterile. A single bare bulb cast harsh shadows on the grey walls. Ahmed sat hunched over, the weight of his situation pressing down on him. His mind raced, desperately searching for a way out. He felt a wave of nausea wash over him.
Two officers, their faces etched with suspicion, peppered him with questions. Where had he gotten the passport? Who helped him?
His carefully rehearsed answers sounded hollow, unconvincing even to his own ears.
Hours drift by, each one an eternity. The knot of fear in his stomach tightened with every question, every suspicious glance. He knew he was trapped, caught in a web of his own making. "The passport is fake," one officer finally declared, his voice cold and sharp.
Ahmed flinched as if struck. He had hoped, prayed that they wouldn't find out. Denial warred with the bitter truth in his mind. The words hit Ahmed like a physical blow. All his dreams, his aspirations, turned to ashes in his mouth. As the handcuffs clicked around his wrists, Ahmed felt a wave of despair wash over him. He had gambled with his future, and he had lost. The price of his shortcut was his freedom. He had traded his dignity for a lie, and now he would pay the price. His American dream had morphed into an American nightmare. "We understand your situation," one officer said, his tone softening slightly but his gaze unwavering. "But you broke the law. There are consequences for that." The officers listened impassively, their faces betraying no emotion. They had heard it all before, countless tales of hardship and hope. But the law was clear, their duty unwavering. Desperation clawed at Ahmed's throat. He pleaded with the officers, his voice cracking under the weight of his fear. He spoke of his family, his village, his yearning for a better life. His words tumbled